Hi everybody, it's Miss Rose. I made a video in case you were curious about how to do the challenge problem on quarter 4 homework 1. So first thing that I did was I drew a rectangle with a diagonal of 10. I don't know what either of the side lengths are, so I called one of them x, and then I need to write an expression for the other side length. It's tempting to say 28 minus x because the perimeter is 28, but remember that there's 2 of each side that has to add up to 28. So really the combination of when you add 2 sides together, like this side and this side, would be half the perimeter. So those 2 sides add up to 14. So I'm going to call one of the sides x and the other side will be 14 minus x. So if one of the sides is 4, the other side has to be 10 because they add up to 14. If one side's 2, the other side's 12 because they have to add up to 14. So at this point, I have a right triangle. So I can do the Pythagorean theorem. I have to go x squared plus 14 minus x squared equals 10 squared. One of the challenges with this problem is how to square 14 minus x. So remember that that actually means 14 minus x times 14 minus x. So 14 times 14 is 196 minus 14x minus 14x. I'm going to be able to add those two up because they're like terms. And then a negative x times a negative x is positive x squared. So when I put those together, I like to write the x squared first. I'm going to write x squared minus 28x plus 196. But then there's this other x squared that I have to bring down also. And then 10 squared is 100. So that gives me 2x squared minus 28x plus 196 equals 100. Well, what do we know about solving quadratic equations by factoring? We have to get them equal to 0. So I'm going to go minus 100 on both sides. We've also learned that if everything in the equation is divisible by 2, then you can go ahead and divide both sides of that equation by 2. So I'm going to have 1x squared, I'm going to have minus 14x, and I'm going to have plus 48. And then luckily 0 divided by 2 is still 0. And now I'm ready to factor, so we have to think of our factors of 48. There's a lot of combinations. We need the combination that's going to give us negative 14x. So they definitely both need to be negative because a negative times a negative will give us positive 48. And I think the combination that's going to work is minus 6 and minus 8 because negative 6x and negative 8x does add up to negative 14x. So x can either equal 6 or x can equal 8. The funny thing in this problem is if you plug in 6 for x, the other side is 14 minus 6, which is 8. Or if you plug in 8 for x, the other side is 14 minus 8, which is 6. So it turns out that 6 and 8 are the two sides of the triangle, of the rectangle. That makes sense now that I think about it because 6, 8, 10 is a Pythagorean triple. It's a multiple of 3, 4, 5. So the area of this rectangle it's a 6 by 8 rectangle. So the area is 48. So that's a good problem that shows our factoring that we've been practicing at work. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.